Yeah, so I'm Scott King. I am a independent filmmaker, actor, and yeah.
And how long have you been acting?
Uh, just a few years. I had my first like big role in 2015. Uh,
Hmm.
so I did my first feature, and then I was in some independent like little short films and stuff. Um, and yeah, that's really all I've done. And then I focused mainly on trying to get my film made. So I just did a little few projects, and then yeah, started working on my film.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what attracted you to begin your acting career, though?
Uh, I just loved films. So from a young age, I was always watching stuff, and I knew that that was kind of like the industry that I wanted to be in. So as I got older, I started finding auditions, and I don't know. I think it's cool to play characters that you're not.
You're not used to, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And
That's how I understand.
sets and everything. It's I don't know. I love the entire process of filmmaking. So anything to do with it, I just want to be there.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. And then, um, how many films and shows have you performed up to now?
So I did about three, I think. I think I acted in three or four, and then my this is my first feature film that I wrote and directed.
Wow. And what can you tell me about your feature film that you wrote and directed?
Yeah, so it's called Depravity. It's about two brothers that suffer the loss of their father, and they start cleaning out the house in the process of laying him to rest, and then they come across these videotapes that they decide to watch, and they realize that they're actually snuff films that their father was doing, and then from there it kind of just unravels a little bit into the small town and some I guess some dark secrets, and they end up finding this woman that was abandoned, um, and yeah, things just get out of control.
Wow. Very seems so intense film.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
that was my goal. I just wanted to kind of create something that would feel believable, and kind of just have like a realistic tone to it.
and when is it going to be released?
So I'm hoping no later than fall of next year. That's like my absolute last resort. If I can release it sooner, I will. Right now, it's going into the editing process. I'll be working on the music with a guy that I know, um, and then once we get the music done and um, everything kind of behind the scenes, it'll be ready. So yeah, no later than fall of next year.
Wow. Can't wait for it to come out. Can't wait.
Thank you.
What is your greatest strength as being an actor?
Um, I think I'm good at like uh doing angry stuff. I think that's where like I really shine, is like the dramatic, the intensity stuff. I think is where I shine the most.
Wow, very interesting. Did not know that.
Yeah, yeah. and
What
and
is
I
the most?
that stuff is I don't know, it's cool to kind of just like release that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's so interesting to release your that.
yeah,
That's your favorite. That's your most favorite role. Your greatest strength as being an actor. You mean that's really that's
yeah.
that role you like. What was the most challenging role you ever taken?
um That's a tricky one. I I think the feature film that I did was probably the trickiest because it was my first feature film, and the character that I played was like a good and a bad guy, and
Mm-hmm.
we shot that film out of order. So I had to go from being the bad guy back to the good guy, and I kept having to like bounce around, and I think that was probably the trickiest thing was you know going from, well, I'm the bad guy to now I have to be the good guy. And yeah, so that would probably be the trickiest one.
So do you like your character being a bad guy?
I do, yeah.
Why
Yeah.
is that?
uh I don't know. I think it's fun to play the bad guy, because I don't consider myself to be a bad guy, so I think it's cool to get on camera and be the bad guy.
Wow. Never heard anybody that likes to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
So provide me an example on time when you had to overcome a challenge on set.
Well, there was a lot of challenges that I had on my feature film that I was making. I faced a lot of obstacles with that thing. I had several actors back out at the last minute. I didn't have time to replace them. Um, I lost locations during filming, and it was just trying to find the best alternative options as to you know what we could use that would still pull off the scenario of the story. So I think that was probably some of the biggest obstacles that
Hmm.
I faced to date.
Wow. And what role, if any, deeply affected you, perhaps even changed you in a permanent manner?
um well, I can't really say. um I don't really know.
Mhm.
I don't,
No, it's okay.
yeah. Because I haven't done a whole lot of roles,
Hmm.
so that one's a little tricky. Um,
Okay.
when I was in a short film, I played a drug addict one time, and that was I think that kind of opened my eyes a little bit as to trying to um, relate to the people that were actually battling with addiction,
Hmm.
and trying to make it as realistic as possible. So you have to, kind of study those things and those aspects. And I think that was probably I would probably say that if I had to choose.
Wow, okay. And I'm not sure if I asked you this question, but I'll ask it. What is your greatest strength as an actor?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We talked about that one. It
Thank
was
you, sir.
yeah. It was the feature.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
yeah. No.
What do you believe is the most challenging aspect of being an actor?
Um, I think it's finding. So depending on the role that you're doing, I think the most challenging thing is to get into the emotions. Um,
Hmm.
so if you're in a dramatic role and you have to, cry, or you have to, show sadness, that can be kind of difficult to do. Um, and you kind of have to go in and think about, some of your own experiences to get to that level, and it can be both emotionally and physically draining, especially having to do it in front of an entire crew, and you know several takes, so it's not like a one and done thing. You know, you have to do it consistently over and
Right.
over until, you know, it's the director says, okay, yeah, that's the one. So yeah, I think that that would probably be the biggest thing is finding those emotions.
And you have to click into that moment to cry or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
So I totally understand. What would you say is your greatest accomplishment as an actor so far?
As an actor, it would probably be um, both the feature that I starred in and my film. I
Hmm.
actually ended up, you know, playing a role in my movie. I wasn't necessarily wanting to do that, but I was kind of forced to do that. Those some of the obstacles that I faced,
Right.
like we were talking about. But yeah, I'm really proud of every you know, opportunity that I've gotten as both an actor and, you know, creator. And yeah, I would say those.
That's awesome. Which other role would you like to see your character interact on set?
What other role? Um, hmm. As in like other actors?
Yeah. I mean, yes, please. Sorry.
Ooh, I don't. I think I would love Kane Hodder probably.
Okay. And
Yeah.
why is that?
Uh, because that guy's just intimidating. And, uh, I mean, he's been the Jason, you know, out of out of most of the actors. He's been Jason the most. And I don't know. I've met him years ago, and it was a great experience. And I think that, you know, doing something with him involved would be really cool.
Wow. Okay. What is your favorite memory from your time on set so far?
Um, I would say so when we were shooting Depravity, one of the actors were getting a he was getting a prosthetic done, and
Hmm.
all of the crew and everybody, we were just in the room just talking about, you know, films we've seen. And uh, he was actually watching a trailer uh, while he was getting the prosthetic done. And I think that that was just a really cool experience. We were just all talking movies, and we were setting up for the scene, getting everything ready. And it was just one of those moments that it was just a blast.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. Um, do you have any funny or interesting stories on time on set behind the scenes?
uh I think there's so many, because when you start to work with everybody, you're working with them for long periods of time. So
Hmm.
you kind of start becoming a little family.
Right.
uh it's always, for the most part, it's always fun. But we would always bust out just singing songs, and you know, pulling pranks on each other, and, you know, just stuff like that. So um I don't think there's
Try to
like,
scare you each other.
yeah, yeah, I don't think there's like one that I can say is my favorite, but it's just to me it was always fun.
Right. I like doing pranks and scaring each other would be probably the funnest.
Yeah, yeah,
It would be
it
the funnest.
yeah,
Um, it's kind of good to scare each other on set. It's like
yeah, especially when
it's
you're making a horror movie. So, you know, it goes hand in hand.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever scared you on set?
No, no. I did kind of get freaked out a little bit. So I was going up to one of the so there was a shed that we had to use in the film, and one of the actresses was supposed to come running out of it. But so we shot in Tennessee, and that place is, you know, it's full of woods and rodents and everything. So when I went up to open the door to the shed, I noticed that a snake was crawling inside. And that was probably because I hate snakes. So
Me too.
yeah, I would, you know, that freaked me out. But nobody tried to scare me or you know, get me too bad.
That's yeah, a snake. Was it big? Was it small? Was it?
I just saw like probably the last 3 or 4 inches of its tail like sliding in, and I walked away from there.
I don't blame you. I would do the exact same thing.
Yeah, yeah, I don't play with them.
Is there something we should know about you? Do you have any hidden talents?
Um, I don't know. I love music, and I'm trying to become uh I wouldn't say a musician, but I would love to get into music. So I don't know if that might be a hidden talent that I have hidden somewhere. But you know, I've been playing around with that, so maybe we'll see.
Okay, okay. Without getting anything away, what's your favorite line dialogue?
Line of dialogue? Um, from things that I've done or in a general.
Things you've done on set. Any favorite line that you've
I
memorized?
um hmm. I'm trying to think. I had some pretty so when I when I did my first feature film that I acted in, Red Eye, I had um a pretty good monologue at the end where I was kind of revealing, you know, like my sinister plan. So that would I'm trying to think of like one specific sentence. Um but it all kind of went hand in hand because I was pretty much just explaining to, you know, the other character um, that I was speaking with in that particular scene, just basically how she was just worthless, and I was there to just kill her and make a documentary out of her. So that was probably that would
That's
probably
awesome.
be.
Um, Besides yourself, which actor in this film or
Mhm.
production is going to blow people away?
I would probably say Angel Bradford. Um,
Mm-hmm.
she so originally she was just set to be the special effects artist for the film, but I lost my main lead, and I wrote her, and you know, was kind of just praying that she would, you know, take on the role as well. And she agreed to it, and she she uh, I think she surprised everybody with how she came on and took on that role without any really like. So I had to end up rewriting the script
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah.
just a week prior to actually going out and filming it, and for her to have like accepted the role like days before and just knocked it out of the park the way she did. I I think everybody was very impressed with what she did.
That's awesome. Can't
Yeah,
wait. Can't
yeah.
wait. Um, and all the film locations, cast members you dealt with, who's the funniest person so far in cast that you met in real life?
And um, hmm, probably probably Hayden Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Hayden Todd, Red Eye. That dude's hilarious. Yeah, yeah, Hayden Todd.
That's awesome. When, by the way, when does Red Eye? Well, when or if it's already out, how can people watch Red Eye?
So yeah, Red Eye was released a little while ago. Uh, I know it's on Tubi, um, or you can pick up a DVD off of Amazon, I believe, is selling it. Um, but yeah, if anybody wants to, it's pretty much on all the streaming services. But if you want to watch it for free, I know I do believe that it's still on Tubi.
All right, that's good. Everyone, check that out.
Yeah.
Um, what is your advice for someone who wants to get into acting?
I would say just kind of figure out like what what suits you, kind of what your what that person's strengths are, and then just try to go and find as many auditions as you can. Try to just network as much as you can. I know the cool thing now, Facebook has a lot of groups and stuff. um, Find out what's going on locally, and just try to get on as much as you can.
That's awesome. That's a good advice. That's really,
Yeah.
really good advice. So, um, and you started acting at what age?
So I would make some home videos with my brother, and also a good friend of mine, Joshua, which was also in my film. We would always get together, and I was 15 when I started to do all of that stuff. So early teenage years.
And are you, where are you located as right now?
So right now I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh wow. And how's the weather in Charlotte?
I love the weather. I I don't really like the winters. They're not. So I'm originally from Ohio, so the winters definitely beat Ohio's winters. But yeah, I love it here in Charlotte. My wife, she loves it here in Charlotte. So
Is
um,
she also into acting as well, or film directing?
not so much. She helped out a lot behind the scenes of making Depravity. She was kind of like my really she was the biggest part of a lot of different things behind the scenes. She made sure that everybody ate. She she did all the errands. She slated. Um, Everybody started calling her Slady Gaga. Uh,
Wow.
so yeah, she did really anything that she could. She
Mm-hmm.
just just took care of it.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome. And then
yeah,
congratulations on your future films you'll be working on. And I
yeah,
can't wait to see them. You know, and it's been an honor. Thank you for coming on my show.
yeah. No, thank you. Absolutely, this was awesome.
Yeah, thank you. And I heard about you from actor Brian.
Yeah, Brian. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, and he came on my show, and then he after the show was over, he reached out to me. He said, "Hey, I would like to have someone that I know appear on your show,"
Yeah.
and I said, "No, no problem." And then we got connected. So
Yeah, no, that's all. Brian's a good dude.
yeah, you worked with him, is that correct?
Yeah, he was my lead in Depravity.
Yeah,
Um
he talked about that film too.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, no, he's awesome. He's an awesome guy.
Yeah, and what is the film about that you just mentioned?
Depravity. Uh
Yes.
it's it's about two siblings that lose their father,
Hmm.
and so that when they're cleaning out the property, they stumble across these videotapes, and turn out to be snuff films that have you know secrets hidden about the small town, and obviously their father, and it just unleashes a night of mayhem on them.
Wow. I know you mentioned it earlier, but if anyone else
Yeah,
did not hear, I just
yeah,
wanted to have talk about it again. I
yeah.
can't wait. When is it going to be? Is it when is it going to be released, or if it has been released, where can people watch it?
So I'm shooting for a big physical release. I'm a physical copy person, so I would love to have it out on DVD and Blu-rays everywhere. but it will probably stream on a lot of the different sites. Once I have the film like completely done, I'm going to try and get it in some festivals and have its premiere and everything like that. And then after that, I'll go into trying to get a distribution out of it that will hopefully, you know, agree with me on some of the things that I want to do with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. And I'm so proud of you and can't wait for other future films you're going to be in, other projects, and keep me updated. And I would love to have you back on my show.
Yeah. No. Yeah. This would be great.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you.
You're very welcome. You have a good one.
You too.
All right. Bye bye.